The tiger, the largest cat on the planet, is critically endangered. The planet's most powerful predator could disappear, never to return again. This extinction could tip the delicate balance of our forest ecosystems, affecting not only the livelihood of millions of people, but the water regime and an interdependent food chain that has been going on for centuries. Over 100,000 tigers existed at the beginning of the century. Habitat loss, poaching, and the growing human-tiger conflict have left less than 3,000 tigers worldwide struggling for survival today. Concerned by the global crisis and reports of the decline in the number of tigers, the World Bank initiated a meeting of the 13 tiger range countries in St. Petersburg, Russia. It was here, in November 2010, that leaders of 13 tiger range countries met for the International Forum on Tiger Conservation. The first summit of this kind, the forum aimed to make all 13 countries collaborate and find solutions to save the tiger from extinction. Led by Keshav Verma and a support team of elite officers of the World Bank, this was a historical meeting. His Excellency Prime Minister Vladimir Putin opened the summit, welcomed the guests, and thanked the World Bank for this landmark initiative to protect the tiger and its habitat.
Мы говорим о том, что цивилизация может устойчиво развиваться только на принципах ответственного отношения к природе, к нашему общему дому. И чтобы такое понимание наконец возобладало, всем нам стоит работать и объединять наши усилия.
The World Bank's president, Mr. Robert B. Zoellick, emphasized the need for urgent action by the global community.
In working together, quickly learning from what works and what doesn't, mobilizing public attention and support, I believe we can save wild tigers, their natural landscapes, and all the biodiversity that lives with the tiger.
中国愿意就野生动物保护与世界各国和有关国际组织加强合作与交流，促进野生动物保护这一人类共同事业，使人与自然更加和谐。谢谢普京总理阁下，谢谢大家。
A unified voice and promise of the united action would succeed in saving this rare animal and its habitats from extinction.
รัฐบาลสาธารณรัฐประชาชนลาวยืนยันที่จะเป็นผู้ร่วมมือที่ดีในการอนุรักษ์เสือโคร่งพร้อมกันนี้ก็เชื่อมั่นว่าผลของการประชุมสากลเกี่ยวกับการอนุรักษ์เสือโคร่งที่นครเซนต์ปีเตอร์สเบิร์กในครั้งนี้จะเป็นบาทก้าวหนึ่งที่สำคัญบนเส้นทางแห่งการปกป้องเสือโคร่งบ่ให้สูญพันธุ์และเพิ่มจำนวนของมันให้หลายขึ้นอยู่ในธรรมชาติของประเทศต่างๆขอขอบใจ
International Tiger Conservation Forum will mark a turning point in the annals of tiger conservation and herald a new chapter in promoting effective management, research, collaboration and cooperation among the tiger range countries.
Moved by the enthusiastic participation and support of the global community, scientists, donors, and people, the leaders were unanimous in affirming their support and recognizing the tiger as one of the most important indicators of a vibrant forest ecosystem. In spite of all the odds and challenges, they were confident that the tiger decline could be slowed down and a sustainable population was possible. There was hope.
Now with the gatherings like this, all people, all the concerned people, concerned donors, concerned scientists are here. So we hope for the best.
There has to be hope. If there is no hope, we should all just go home today. But there is hope. The fact that we're all coming here together means that we believe there's going to be hope for the tigers. But belief is not enough. Dreams will never take you anywhere. We have to translate hope and dreams into action.
The Russian Minister for Natural Resources and Environment inaugurated the forum with the welcome speech.
Ну и качественно. Исчезло 3 подвида тигра из 8. Мы потеряли туранского, яванского, балийского тигров. Уважаемые коллеги,
James Adams, Vice President, World Bank, set the pace and opened the floor for debate.
This is an unprecedented gathering of world leaders who have the shared goal of saving an iconic species from extinction by implementing strategies to double the number of wild tigers by 2022. A growing recognition of the value of tigers in their landscapes, which encompasses the last great forests of Asia, is one reason that the Global Tiger Recovery Program is being launched here in St. Petersburg.
We know that we need to start by combating poaching, by strengthening law enforcement in each country, and by strengthening cooperation across borders, reintroducing tigers into their former ranges wherever possible, and that we will in fact save the tiger. The government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh has also endorsed the NTRP, aiming stable tiger population close to the carrying capacity by 2022, considering the context of tiger landscape in Bangladesh.
The World Bank will support this initiative through financial resources, through expertise in implementation on the front lines, through our convening power, and through our analytical capacity. Honourable Ministers, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to start acting now. We need to do everything we can to speed up the process and to make sure that the GTRP becomes a success.
We hope that the Global Tiger Initiative will finally provide the much needed support for Bhutan and other tiger range countries to pursue the conservation and protection of this majestic king of the jungles. I thank the government and the people of Russia for the warm and wonderful hospitality. Thank you and Trashidali.
I am proud to announce that Malaysia is committed in protecting and conserving this majestic and beautiful species. Toward this end, Malaysian government in 2009 had adopted the National Tiger Conservation Action Plan. The objective for the National Tiger Conservation Action Plan is to have up to 1,000 wild tigers by the year 2020.
The Global Tiger Initiative has created a political momentum that has given a ray of hope for the stabilization and recovery of tigers. And this momentum should be continued until we start achieving our goals for doubling the tiger population.
Parallel sessions were held to brainstorm and discuss concrete and sustainable solutions. It was agreed that a high level of commitment from all tiger range countries is necessary to make an impact on tiger numbers. This collective effort has sparked new energy to protect and preserve Earth's increasingly threatened wildlife and biological diversity.
We are prepared to cooperate with other countries and international organizations to increase the effectiveness of tiger conservation in particular and biodiversity conservation in general.
In our action plan, within the next 5 years, we plan to strengthen bilateral cooperation with our neighbors, Cambodia, Laos, Malaysia, and Myanmar, on transboundary issues, including monitoring and enforcement on the illicit wildlife trade across the borders.
The State Department will provide an additional $650,000 to further support the establishment of the South Asia Wildlife Enforcement Network. Further, USAID will launch a new program combating illegal wildlife trafficking in Asia. This project will be implemented in partnership with the Russian government agencies, including the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment.
China enforced strong penalties against poaching, illegal killings, and illegal purchase, sales, and transportation of tiger and their tiger products, with a prison sentence as much as 10 years or more plus fines. Those engaged in smuggling tiger products can be sentenced of the life in prison.
We amended our national legislation, Wildlife Protection Act, to create National Tiger Conservation Authority, a specialized body under the Ministry of Environment and Forest, looking after tiger conservation. We also created this Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. It's a multidisciplinary organization involving the police officers, the forest officers, and the customs.
May I take this opportunity to invite Excellency distinguished delegates, participants who have tiger running in your heart to endorse the GTRP. You agree? Please give him the big hand.
Held in the United Nations Year of Biodiversity and Asian Year of the Tiger, the forum endorsed the Global Tiger Recovery Program. This called for urgent action at the national and international level to double the number of tigers across their range. The program committed itself to increase the number of tigers from 3,200 to 7,000 by the year 2022.
We need to be much more accountable. We are using revenue and or donor money. We basically need to show that our efforts actually get down to the ground to protect tigers, to give prey a chance.
We've got to deal with the poaching issue. The demand for tiger parts is irrational, and this needs to be met with the strongest determination and force.
Primary objective, which is to stop poaching, because really that is the one thing that will bring back the tiger, and especially double the number of tigers. If that is an aim of the summit, that needs work on the field.
The forum recognized that sustained funding over 10 to 15 years would be key to enhanced management and control systems in and around tiger habitats to ensure sustainable use of forest resources. It also acknowledged that participation at all levels is required to bring tiger population decline to a halt and improve local livelihood.
We are committed to secure inviolate space for our wild tigers. We also aim to factor in tiger concerns at the landscape level in developmental activities. Besides, we wish to strengthen our bonds with the neighboring tiger range countries for collaborative action. We wish to strengthen the Global Tiger Forum, of which India is a founder member.
Our ministry has endorsed a National Tiger Action Plan up to year 2020, which lays out specific action to be taken over the next 10 years towards an overarching vision of securing healthy, functioning forest ecosystems where viable tigers population can thrive forever in the Laupedia.
The number of tiger left in the wild is down to 3,200. You only have to lose 2% per year to drive this species to extinction. And this is where the expertise of CITES has been called upon. It's been called upon by the President of the World Bank, who asked CITES to take the lead within the Global Tiger Initiative with respect to enforcement-related actions.
IUCN will mobilise its members, which includes governments and NGOs in almost all the tiger range countries, to actively support all measures to implement the GTRP and to create widespread public awareness and commitment for this.
Earth's natural resources or wildlife conservation does not belong to a single ministry, agency or country. It becomes a collective responsibility. Counteracting the diverse threats to wild tiger will need the additional participation of those devoted to finance, the criminal justice system, land use planning, infrastructure development and community livelihood.
We are investing in training law enforcement agents, training customs officials, training judges, training others involved in turning wildlife laws into action, writing field manuals that each of those agents can use when they are policing the tiger trade.
I think it is important to consider where governments can provide tax incentives and tax exemptions for the private sector industry to invest in tiger habitats or in habitats where there is endangered species.
We have made the law tougher, having the provision to give 12 years imprisonment to kill tigers. And we have started co-management system in Bangladesh for the wildlife conservation and also the forest conservation.
Tiger is significant in Myanmar because of its links with our history, culture, religion, and traditions. Today, as like other TRCs, we are facing with increasing challenges in fighting against the decline of wild tiger population and conserving the remaining ones.
We have also moved from single species conservation to a landscape level conservation. Nepal has innovated and implemented community-based conservation in the new protected areas.
Hollywood actor and activist Leonardo DiCaprio added further support to the cause. $1 million were pledged by the youth icon for this program. The popular actor Preeti Zinta from the Indian film industry also visited the forum to show her support for the initiative.
Tiger is our national animal, and I think it's up to the Indian pride now to go and save the tiger. So all of you that have pride in yourself and in your country, save the tiger.
Illegal trade is something very important we have to tackle. We want to bring on board not only the Chief Justices, but we want also to bring on board the Attorney Generals.
If we do not stop tiger trafficking now, criminals will drive this magnificent beast to extinction within a few short years. Much tiger hunting is deliberate and systematic, and there is an evidence that commissioning may occur. Well-organized groups are involved in wildlife poaching and trafficking across borders.
So, looking at seizure information that traffickers collected from range states only, we found seizure information from 11 of the 13 countries for the period 2000 to 2010. And we found records of 481 individual seizures of tiger products during that time. And we estimated, trying to be extremely cautious about avoiding double counting through using various methods that I won't go through into now, we estimated a minimum of 1,069, a maximum of just over 1,200 tigers involved from those seizures. So that's roughly 100 tigers a year in the illegal trade just from the seizure information.
And if we want to do anti-poaching, there is no shortcut, but address those people in Kanha National Park, in Khedro Pad or Sekotay Alin, in Huaca King in Thailand, those people down on the ground who protect tigers, who pay for it with their lives, and or those enforcement officers on borders who actually do the seizures.
The United States has funded many tiger conservation and habitat protection programs, and we will continue to work with tiger range states. Over the past 14 years, the United States Congress has garnered bipartisan support to provide over $11 million for tiger programs.
WCS is focused on offering technical assistance and support, both financial and logistical, to our partners in tiger range states. To date, we have responded to commitments from TRCs to conserve tigers in Cambodia, China, India, Indonesia, Laos PDR, Malaysia, Myanmar, Russia, and Thailand.
There are three things I think that have to happen to save tigers. One, we need to end all trade in all tigers. Two, eradicate poaching. And three, restore and secure habitat. If we all do that together, I know that we can be successful. And not only can we be successful for this, but I hope that this is a model for the future.
The objective of UNDP's biodiversity work is maintaining and enhancing the beneficial services provided by natural ecosystems in order to secure livelihood, food, water, and health security, and reduce vulnerability to climate change.
The delegates, scientists, concerned citizens and NGOs met at a dinner hosted by the Minister of Natural Resource and Environment of the Russian Federation. The success of the International Tiger Forum is that a landmark initiation was taken by the World Bank in an effort to repair the fragile web that holds us all together. Support from the public and the tiger states is essential. Only if we come together can we secure a future for the wild tiger and its habitat.
Порой зачастую полярными мнениями, тем не менее, объединены одной задачей – обеспечить сохранение и благополучное существование не только тигра, но и всей среды его обитания. Это что самое главное. Спасибо большое.
As we all know, one of the important challenges for this meeting was to mobilize resources. These are all money which are coming from, which are climate linked, and you've heard at the side event the money available for the Russian Far East, 4 million euros. Government of the United States did an announcement, and you can see what are the proposed distribution for this funding.
I think it is extremely important that we create the right capacity. The park, the 76 tiger conservation landscapes should feel that there is more money. We should not burn it in a manner that it doesn't reach the tiger range countries on the ground. Our situation is that Mr. Zelik has given us the funds for the next 3 years to continue to do whatever little work we do.
We've already identified, however, $19 million that have been committed specifically for tigers and tiger habitat over the next 5 years. And within the next week or so, we are going to try to determine how much of another $200 million toward biodiversity that the U.S. will be spending each year will help in tiger habitat. So we are going to try to get a hard number as well as details so that others can see what we are doing, and we hope this will get more people to work together with us.
The 13 country delegates of the Tiger Range countries were unanimous in pledging their support towards ensuring proper implementation of the solutions. This was the first time a global forum was being held for the conservation and protection of a single species. A ray of hope that this united effort could help the tiger and give it a fighting chance for survival.
The key is to give ownership to the tiger range countries themselves so that they are in a position to direct the actions on the ground and be accountable for the results.
The key to saving the tiger is really focusing on these last source sites where 70% of the world's tigers now live in less than 6% of their habitat.
The commitment from traditional Chinese medicine community is to continue to keep the ban of not using any parts of tiger in medicine. We are together with you in saving wild tigers.
It's not really about raising, an extra $10 million here or $10 million there. It's about being able to make the entire work program of the World Bank, which is, I think last year it was $42 billion or something like that, make that whole effort work in such a way that it favors and supports wildlife and biodiversity.
Delegations from 13 Tiger Range countries endorsed the St. Petersburg Declaration to make all efforts to double the tiger population by the year 2022, a crucial milestone for tiger population recovery and expansion. A single global initiative now has the tools and the collective focus to protect one of the largest, powerful, and the most versatile species on our planet.